Hey there, checking in. I'm gonna get set up here. Gonna go get the computer fired up. Wanted to check in, give you a second to get in here. I got a good show for you planned tonight. Episode 65 of Wise Advice. It's gonna be kind of fun, I think. It always is, at least on my end. So we'll give you a second to come on in, check in, say hi, and then we'll roll. So hope all's going well. Get logged in over here. So yeah, if you, as we do all the time, first things first, if you want to, Jeff, are you always the first one in? I like it when Jeff is always the first. And Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Amy, your job is to beat Jeff next time, okay? If you do that, then you get a little prize. All right, gotta get some of this plugged in so I can hear what's going on. Did I tell you I ordered a new microphone? I did that, right? That's pretty fun. Paige, how are you? Let's see here. Get that minimized later. Man, I got a lot going on in this computer. All right, Amy, good. Pamela says hi. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Diane, hello. Paige, I think I got Paige. Yep. So good stuff. Glenda, hello. So yeah, we got a good show coming up, I think. Anything you guys want me to work in specifically? I think I got enough planned, obviously, but if there's something you want me to hit ahead of time, go ahead and get it to me once I start. Vicky, hello. Once I start, I will obviously not be able to read your comments because it makes it difficult. I tried the other night, right? I was doing an episode, and I try and make eye contact with you guys as I'm also doing the show to kind of keep it interesting for both. Jane and Martha, hello. Teresa, hi. You're very, very welcome. But what happens is I was reading my show, getting it going, and I caught up and someone said something, I forget what it was, but they said something that caught me off guard, and I was like, okay, I can't stare at the screen. Because if I stare at the screen, this brain gets confused. So, Terry, hello. Good to see you. All right, let's get this stuff ready. I'll talk about this at the end from Cali. Cool. I like California. This episode will put us over 200,000 downloads when this hits the air. It's just crazy, isn't it? You know, I don't have 200,000 of anything. So to see a number like that in any sort of stats just drives me bonkers. Like, wow. So cool. So thank you for that, because those 200,000 downloads are you guys listening and tuning in. So very, very, very appreciative of that. And it just it's crazy. I think I can't log in because my phone's doing this, but before I hit play over here, it was 197,000 and like 200 or 300. So yeah, so that'll do pretty good. So gotta get a little bit of water. Let me see. So Janet says, you're welcome, Janet. I'm glad to do this. Kaylin, thank you. Teresa says, listen to your episode to avoid overeating after an argument tonight. Yeah. Someone I saw the other day, this was interesting, right? Teresa, this is for you. So it says, someone said that it's interesting that my why, my family, is what keeps me on the plan. So my family is my why, and that keeps me on the plan. However, my family is also what makes me want to dive headfirst into a bag of Doritos. So it's very interesting how the same thing can be a why and a not why, right? So, Teresa, I hope that makes you giggle a little bit. I totally understand where you're coming from. So the people we love the most sometimes cause us the most stress, and so they keep us on the plan, but boy, sometimes they drive us off the plan as well. So kind of interesting to see that. So Teresa, hang out. We're going to be about probably 30, 40 minutes, so it'll free frame your mind and get you going. So Terry got you. Buffy is here. Yeah, I'm glad your power came back on too. So and May is here. So cool. And Jacqueline, cool. All right, you guys are all piling in. You guys ready to get this thing done live or what? Do a mic check. 1, 2, 2. Test. Cool. Got it. All right. I tell you, it's weird when I turn the mic on. Obviously, I can hear what I'm saying, and it plays. I hear it exactly at the exact second that I say it. So it's really a weird echo. The setup I got going tonight, obviously, I got this Blue Yeti with a pop filter, and then my iPhone right there is another microphone that's plugged into my iPhone. So it's all kinds of crazy technology stuff I didn't know anything about 3 months ago. Alright, so getting that squared, and I ordered a new mic because this one, I wanted one of those mics that I can kind of push out of the way and stuff. So yeah, Susan, I love how it tells you that I'm on too, right? Because if you set your phone up to get notifications and you react to it, then you can get here and you can actually watch it live, which is kind of fun. I get a lot of people ask me, what's kind of funny is, 2 or 3 hours after the episode plays, I still get people who pop on and they say hi, like it's live. And I'm like, no, it's not live anymore. But I can still see the comments, but only a handful of us can actually see it live. So Robin, you're here. Susan, you're here live. Robin, first time. Cool. Good to see you. Denise, yeah, so Denise, don't look, just listen, right? Because there's nothing to watch. It's just me, talking into the screen. So there's nothing here to watch. So very cool. Steve, what's going on, brother? Steve is the Springle plan guy, which I don't do, but that's okay. Steve rocks it, right? So, all right, I'm going to get this going. Let's get this thing squared away. Let's get it fired up. Yep, so definitely you can make comments. You can get it going. Get me squared away over here. And we're going to roll. One more sip of water. Yeah, Steve, I'm sorry, brother. It's funny. People ask me all the time how, and I'm like, I've never done it, so I don't know. I know Steve does it. I know Eric does it. I know a lot of people do it. I know a lot of people bust through the plateau with it. I just never did it. So, there's a lot of things I read on Connect that I have not done. I'm not going to comment on all of them, but I see things all the time. People go, oh, you must. And I'm like, never done it. I found my own way, and that's the absolute beauty of this program, is you get to find your own way. So Steve, your plan works for some. I've just never tried. I didn't say it didn't work. I just said I've never tried it. So, all right, let's get this on the way. Let's go. We're rolling. Ready? I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Twitter and Instagram at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're at a point, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello, welcome to episode 65 of Wise Advice. And then when this thing hits the air, something amazing happens, something that I did not in my wildest dreams anticipate. The first episode of this podcast, when I released it, I think it was downloaded about 20 or 30 times, and it made me smile, right, to see that 20 people out there in podcast land I was interesting enough to go listen to it. And I started looking at trying to compare, because we all get in that comparison trap. And I tried to compare where I was in relation to other podcasts. And do I continue doing a podcast? Was there an audience? Was there a reason for me to continue? And what I realized is what made me continue was I wanted to give back. If one person listened and I changed one person's life and helped one person get through it, I considered it a success. So when I saw about 20 people downloaded the first episode quickly, I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's some impact here, and it just continued to grow. But so episode 65 though is special because it will mark 200,000 downloads of this podcast. And to me, it's a number that I never, ever thought was possible. And so I owe that all to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for walking with me on this journey. Thank you for continuing to provide me the support that I need as I walk my journey. And I'm honored and truly glad to be able to give back. We truly are in a community together, us wingmen working together to get the job done. It takes all of us. So thank you for that. Truly honored to be your wingman, every step of the way. So right out of the gate, Mary writes in out of Jacksonville, Florida. She says, thanks for all you do for everyone in the military or the Weight Watchers, for all of us listening to the podcast. Don't forget to take care of yourself too. You give so much. We want to wish you good focus also. Well, Mary, thank you so much. I completely agree. That's absolutely something we've got to do. We've got to take care of ourselves. That's the number one. And I firmly believe that. And sure, there are times when maybe I don't do a great job of that. And email, just like you said, reminds me to do that. I think I do a good job. I got a good support network that keeps an eye on me as well. So thank you for that. And Mary, thank you so much. And, as we say, we absolutely want all of us to be on Team Lifetime. Team Lifetime's where it's at. When you get to Team Lifetime, when you get there, it's a lot easier to take care of yourself because your focus can remain on maintaining what you've built and continue forward. So again, thank you for that. Another email from just like it was on episode 64. This one came in, and it's almost exactly the same, except for it's so different that I want to read it as well. Kirby writes in, he says, hi, Mike. On May 5th, I had a terrible realization. I was 221 pounds, and I had an official Navy weigh-in on June 12th. By that day, I had to be under 196. That's 25 pounds to lose in just under 40 days, including a work trip to Italy. Fail this weigh-in, and I lose my Navy career. I saw this day coming. I've been here before. I committed to my Weight Watchers again on January 3rd for the third time. I have a documented record of how fast I lose weight. I thought I'd be just fine, but this time I lost weight slower than expected, and I found myself in a rough spot. So I called out for help everywhere I could, my boss, my doctor, the head trainer on base, and you. I focused harder than I ever have in my weight loss. I buckled down with a career-critical goal in mind. So here I am now, June 12th, and what was the result? 192.4. I got there with room to spare, and now I will never go back. This is the last weigh-in I will ever be concerned about. I'm committed to keeping my weight down such that I'll never have to stress again. Thanks for the continued support. I've now lost 45 pounds, 19%, and more than halfway to goal. Excited to never see a 2 as the first number in my weight and never worry about another weigh-in. Kirby. Well, Kirby, very, very proud of you, but here's where we're at. You are absolutely getting this done. Today is the day you change your life. You had to lose weight for a stressful situation. It's exactly what I had to do. I played that game. It doesn't work. I played that game for 20 years. Lose just enough weight to pass the PT test and go celebrate. Go spend another year gaining weight, spend 2 months losing weight. Spend a year gaining weight, spend 2 months losing weight. I'm telling you, that game is misery. You're figuring it out. You've got it figured out. But today is the day you have to make the choice. You've weighed in exactly where you need to be. You've met that goal. And if today you continue on the path that you set, you will be in a place where you can show everybody that you reached out to that time is different. When you reached out to them for help and they provided that help back to you, now is your opportunity to build on what you've just created. And if you continue working the plan, you continue following exactly what you set out for, you're going to be in great shape. And you'll be in a situation, exactly like you said, where you're never, ever going to be concerned about a weigh-in. I can weigh in my boots. I can weigh in my complete uniform, and I meet the weight standard. I can go run my PT test in my complete uniform, a place I have never, ever been, because what happened is the day that I made my weigh-in was the day that I made goal. Now, the scale didn't know it. I was still 40 pounds away from making goal according to the scale. But at that point, I made goal in my head. I continued working the plan, no changes, and I got down to the lowest weight I've ever seen in my life. That's where I want you to get. I want you to be there. So many of us, we get to that point where we struggle to see the finish line. You can't do that. You can't believe that today was your finish line. You have to believe with all your heart that the finish line is further down the road. And when you get there, you will know it. It'll feel different than anything you've ever felt before. Then you start over on Team Lifetime. You start over in a lifetime journey to maintain the health and weight that you've built. And you live happily ever after. Kirby, thank you for your email. Dude, you continue to support me, and more than you know, I appreciate all that you've done for me as well. So thank you from one service guy to another for all that you've done for our country and for the Connect community as well. Amanda writes in out of Greenfield. She says, "Hi, I love listening to your podcast. It is so helpful to hear daily encouragement to stop eating points when I'm out of points, and that this lifestyle is possible and I will succeed. Please keep up the great work. I just wanted to share my excitement and celebrate with everyone. At my 12-week weigh-in yesterday, I not only hit 26 pounds gone and got my 25-pound charm, but also received my 10% charm. What an accomplishment. I am so proud of myself. I didn't really believe I could do it when I first started. I joined under the promotion of being paid $100 to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. I thought, hey, I could really use $100 and hopefully lose 10 pounds in the process. I never imagined I would lose 26 pounds and 10% of my body weight. I've been overweight all of my adult life. Right after high school graduation, college and real life started. I was raised in a strict home where food was not allowed to be eaten after dinner was over. Snacks were pretzels and air-popped popcorn. Soda was never bought for home or at an occasional restaurant trip. Once I moved out of the house, I jumped headfirst into all the things I never got to eat. As my weight steadily rose, I always got the great compliment, "You have such a pretty face." I clung to those words, and I figured it didn't really matter how much I weighed as long as my face was pretty. But deep down, I always felt that I never deserved to be thin. No one in my family is thin, so it wasn't in my genes to be that way. Now that I'm married and have a 13-month-old, I realize how important it is for my family and for myself that I be healthy and take care of myself. In order to take care of them, I feel like I'm getting the food under control, and I'm working on incorporating more walking into my lifestyle. I still have 85 pounds to go to reach my goal weight. I hope I'm able to complete this journey and reach my goal. Thank you for all you do. Amanda. Well, Amanda, one of the things that hit me for real is that when you said you didn't really believe you could do it when you first started. I think that's how we all start, right? I think all of us start with this notion of we want to lose weight, and we're going to try to lose weight. We're going to try Weight Watchers for a couple months. We'll try it for a few weeks. We hope we can have some success. I think that's how a lot of us start this program. And so somewhere along that way, you start seeing others, and that's the beauty and the value of everything we do in the Connect community and all the other groups that we work together in, is that as we see other people who probably started the same place we started, we see them succeed, and then we look at them and we say, well, if they did it, then I can do it, and we just continue to work the plan. We just don't ever quit, and it slowly starts to work. So the fact that you didn't really believe you could do it is exactly how we all start, but I believe you can do it. And when you started, I would have believed, if I knew you, then I would have believed you could do it, because I know what it takes to get it done. So you're doing a great job. Now, I have a similar scenario. I've been overweight my entire adult life too. In high school, I was an athlete. I did really well in high school, and when I went to college, I had no idea how to eat. Things that I didn't have access to at home became suddenly available in the college world, and I didn't know how to handle them. So you absolutely, we have similar journeys in that respect. And so when you compare those journeys, so for 20-some years, my entire adult life, I've been overweight until now. And that's where you're headed. You're headed to a place where I am. We're going to walk together as we get there. Now, you always got the great compliments. You have such a pretty face. And I believe that's always going to be true. That's always going to be in the back of your mind. Now, let's go continue working the program. Continue to have the success that you deserve. You absolutely deserve it. But we got to know that this journey is not entirely about the food. There are plenty of bad food choices out there, and I don't say bad in that sense, but there are plenty of food choices where you can make different and better choices. But everything in moderation fits into the plan. We've got to break some addictions, we got to break some bad habits, but we got to have the responsibility to eat properly and train ourselves how to eat. So the last thing I want to leave you with is you still have 85 pounds left to go to reach your goal weight. You've gotten so far, you've gotten 26 pounds, you've gotten a 25-pound charm. If you've hit a 25-pound weight loss, you didn't do it on accident. Someone didn't say, how did you do it? You said, I don't know, I got lucky. I just woke up and it was 25 pounds down. That's not the answer we give, because that's not how this works. You lost 25 pounds because you stayed focused. You had a goal in mind. Sure, it was a temptation of a $100 bill from Oprah, right? Sure, that was absolutely nice. But now that you've gotten that, what I want you to realize is that with that motivation, you proved you could get this done. Let's continue to shift your motivation to your family, which is significantly more important. Use that motivation to get the last 85 pounds down. If you've lost 25 pounds, you can lose 85 pounds. It's the same process. We don't hand you a new plan at this point. You end your email by saying you hope you're able to complete this journey and reach your goal. I just want to remind you, hope is not a plan. That's right. You need to be focused. You need to deliberately take action to get this done. You can't rely on luck. I say it at the beginning and the end of the show, is that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You've got to remain disciplined. You've got to remain focused. And hope is not a plan. Focus, dedication, determination. That is your plan. You got this. Do you believe me now? I believe you can do it. Shellie writes in and says, Dear Mike, I've been following you on Connect almost since the beginning of my journey, January of 2016, which was just a few weeks after you. You have definitely been an incredible source of support and inspiration for me. From the start, I had a very strong why and the determination to succeed. I lost 22 pounds and reached goal on 6/16 of 2016. I've been in Lifetime since July 28th of 2016. However, in the last couple months, I've faced many challenges to my usual routine due to work and also became a bit complacent. To make matters worse, I slipped back to my old ways of having wine during the week, which I never allowed myself to do when I was striving to meet my weight goal. The other day when I weighed myself at home, I was 7 pounds past my goal weight. Ugh, 3 to 4 pounds can fluctuate easily, but 7 pounds is a different story. In a meeting, I heard a member say that she followed the mantra, acknowledge, adjust, and attain. That definitely resonated with me, and I even wrote it in my journal. It's time to get real with myself and acknowledge that I've let things slip, particularly when it comes to alcohol. It's time to cut that out, which put me over my weekly points anyways, also made me feel like garbage. To move forward, I am going to adjust my plan to distract myself in other ways at night. I'm learning to crochet and will faithfully track, continue to go to the gym, and be disciplined in my food and life choices. Like you said in a previous podcast, inspiration and motivation equal nothing without discipline. My new why is that I want to return to my goal weight for my 1-year anniversary on June 16th. Attaining that goal, I know will be a great sense of accomplishment. Maintaining that weight brings out the best version of me. And isn't that what we all want? Many thanks for all you're doing here on Connect and in Weight Watcher Land, Shellie. Shellie, wow, right? What a couple things, and you've got a great email here. And so things that you obviously know is whatever you do to lose the weight, you have to do to maintain the weight. So if you are going to 100% give up alcohol, and that is what's going to take it where you're going to lose weight, when you reintroduce that back in, you have to understand that that's not how you lost the weight. So that is a change to your new lifestyle. It's a change that looks a lot like your old lifestyle. And so if you don't blend it properly, you're going to run into some issues. So, a lot of us, we do a couple different things to lose weight, and then we go back to some of our old habits once we get there. Generally speaking, that's what's going to learn to get us back to where we used to be, where we don't want to be. So whatever we do to lose the weight, we've absolutely got to do. When you say you're going to move forward, you're going to adjust the plan to distract yourself, that's exactly what you've got to do. You have to develop new good habits. You absolutely are getting real with yourself. You acknowledge that you've let yourself slip. Go back to your week 1. Go back to how you started this plan. Use the amount of discipline and focus you have when you started. That's what's going to carry you through. Getting to your new goal or back to your goal weight on June 16th, I know you can get there. You know you can get there. Maintaining that weight brings out the best version of you, and I hear that all the time from people who are at Lifetime, from people who hit goal, is not only do they look different, they are different. They are completely different people when they get to their Lifetime. It's hard to describe it. And that's why I say, when you get to goal, you will know it. Goal is not about a number, it's a feeling, and that feeling arrives, and it is the best version of you, and you're absolutely right. That's exactly what we all want. So, Shellie, thank you for your email. Honored to walk this journey with you. Go get it done. Let's go. Juli out of Martinsvolle, Indiana, writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. On one of your podcasts, you asked for listeners to send your or our whys. I've thought about this for quite a while. At first, I did not have a why answer. I had the standard to get healthy response, but when I thought about it more in depth, my why is because I am tired of not participating in life. Although I am truly terrified of flying, a big reason I won't fly is that I'm so uncomfortable in the seats that it's excruciating. So our vacations are limited to places we can drive. Also, I'm reluctant to go to new restaurants because I don't know if there will be a table, and it's embarrassing to not be able to fit into a booth. I avoid any event that requires a lot of walking because it's painful. I also avoid social events in general because I don't want people talking about my weight. When I go to the beach, my cover-up doesn't come off until I'm on the beach chair, and sometimes not even then. My trips to the ocean are limited to once, maybe twice, because I don't want people watching, and also because I'm afraid I might not be able to walk back up to the chair." The list goes on and on. So in essence, I've been a casual bystander in my life, and I'm ready to live life. I can't say enough times how grateful I am for your podcast, tweets, emails, and Facebook posts. They are inspiring, and now I believe I absolutely can lose this weight and enjoy my life. Juli. Juli, I am so proud of you for this acknowledgement. And so the thing that I'm most proud about is the way you opened up in this email. So, and the reason that I'm proud of you is because when you opened your email and said you didn't know your why, we all have a why. Every single person has a why. Your email digs deep and you found yours. But if you think about it, nobody walks by a Weight Watchers center. Nobody, surfing the internet and just happens upon Weight Watchers and goes, "Oh, this looks interesting." We join for a reason. There is something going on in our mind, something going on in our brain that makes us get into this program. You found out what that is for you. You're tired of being a bystander to your own life. The beautiful part of all this is now you completely know what you're trying to do is possible. You completely know you can get there. Everything you said, I can agree with. I understand. I've been in that place in an airplane where it absolutely is uncomfortable. I've been to a restaurant table where you push the table back as far as it goes and you still don't make it. I understand what that's like. When you work the plan, when you believe you can stay on the plan, when you believe you can work the plan, and when you believe the plan is working and you continue working the plan, all of this, all of it, Juli, all of this goes away. Right? When you step on the scale for the very last time in a weight loss mode, when you step on the scale and say, "I don't want to lose any weight," and then you fly again, and then you go and you hop in a restaurant, all of that goes away. So you're doing amazing work. The fact that you opened up, continue, like I said, as I opened your email, makes me so proud of you. So honored to walk this journey with you. And what's absolutely beautiful about this is when you share the story like you just did, there is other people out there who understand it, and you just help somebody else find their why. You help someone else realize that what they're trying to do has a different definition than what they thought. And so I am honored to walk with you, and I'm so proud of you for sharing, Juli. Thank you so much. Continue to keep in touch. We'll get this done together. Going to end the show here with a couple celebrations. Martha writes in out of Lakeville. She says, I reached Lifetime a year ago, and I've been maintaining my weight within 5 pounds. I discovered running about a year ago as well at the age of 43. This past weekend, I just completed my first half marathon. What a feeling! Woo! I forgot to mute that channel. So we'll go back and edit that out into the live feed. But we'll go all the way back to Martha. Martha says, I reached Lifetime a year ago. I've been maintaining my weight within 5 pounds. I discovered running about a year ago, as well at the age of 43. This past weekend, I just completed my first half marathon. What a feeling. My why is because I want to maintain a healthy weight for years to come, and I love fashion. I love walking into a closet knowing anything I put on is going to fit. There is not a better feeling than that. Martha, fashion? Did someone say fashion? Yeah, I'm all about the fashion. So that is absolutely a good why. And that's not just a why. That is a reflection of when you get to goal, things start feeling better and looking good. So congrats on your half marathon as well. Certainly last but not least, Kelli writes in, says, I just hit 100 pounds lost. Wow. Kelli out of Byron, Georgia. I love your encouraging words and wisdom. Thanks for all you do. Kelli, that is outstanding work. 100 pounds down does not happen by accident. It's complete focus, complete discipline. You've got it done. There are not a whole lot of people on this planet who can say they've lost 100 pounds. It's extremely rare. You've done amazing work. Now, continue to work the plan. Continue to work exactly what you've been doing to this point. Nothing changes for you. Continue to work the plan, and you enjoy this lifestyle for a long, long, long time. So, great job there. 100 pounds. That's an amazing, amazing accomplishment. Folks, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com. Click on Listen Now. Send in your celebrations, your comments, and your questions, and I'll work them into the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because as you share, other people understand that this journey is possible. Other people can get this done, and you need to be proud of what you're doing because you're doing amazing work. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember, losing weight, getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Well, that was crazy. I forgot to mute one of the other channels, so I had some audio piping into my ear that I don't know will show up on that or not. But anyway, so that was, sorry about that, but I'll edit that through so it'll be clean. So what'd you think? Hey, how cool is that? 100-pound loss, right? Man, that's always awesome. Sheila, I'm going to read your comment, and then I'll go back to the top. Sheila, I do the live show most nights. It all depends on my phone battery, what I'm wearing, and what time it is when I get to the point to do it. So if all three of those line up, then I go live. If they don't line up, then I don't go live. So there have been some nights where I go to do the podcast and my phone's at like 5%, so I don't bother. There's other nights when it's just too late, so I don't bother there because I just want to get to bed. But so that's how often I do them. It's completely random, but you can set Facebook up to remind you or to alert you when it comes on. So very cool. So we're going to go all the way back to where it is. So Jane was where I left off. She said, got to do what works for you. That's exactly it. Steven says he wants everyone to make Team Lifetime. Couldn't agree more. So does Jane. May says Team Lifetime. Susan, you can't wait to reel that feeling, or to feel the feeling. I get it. You will make it happen. So Susan, that's exactly it. It's so hard to describe and explain, but you will get it when you step on the scale, when you're no longer trying to lose weight. It's so different. Joanne says, hi Mike, Arizona listening in. Good pep talk for me tonight. Been traveling and sick. You've not gotten over your points, but feeling it this week. Listening for tonight helps. I'm glad it helps. That's why we do it. So Joanne, thank you for being here. Diane says, so true. Never thought I would lose the weight that I've lost. Yeah, you walked in thinking it wasn't going to work, right? Because we've tried, we've tried this stuff forever. So we just assume it's not going to work, but we're willing to sometimes just try anything at that point. So Diane, very, very cool. That's exactly it. Robin says from this time on, she accepted, for this time from day one on, she accepted this as a lifestyle change, working that and setting attendance goals on exercise. That's it. It truly has to be a change in the way you live your life. Some foods can stick around. Some foods should probably need to go. Some exercise needs to be ramped up. But you have to change what you've been doing because what you've been doing didn't work. So, very cool. Stephen takes off. Good job. Diane, I'm glad you enjoyed the message and found it helpful. Yeah, Debbie, isn't Juli amazing? So I hope she gets to hear it. I sent her an email telling it would be on the show, so hopefully Juli gets to hear it because I'm incredibly inspired and proud of her. So, Martha, you're very welcome. Continue to do the great work. And then let's see. So Denise is here, and glad you needed it. Yeah, no amount of food tastes better than the feeling of lifetime feels. It's so, it sounds so cliche when we say it. No amount of food tastes as good as being at lifetime feels. The reality is that is so true, but it's so hard to describe. So, very, very cool. And then Diane says, yes, it's a lifestyle change. So, very cool. Made it to the bottom, as we always do. And I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'll get the podcast episode published. I got a little extra editing to do because I forgot to mute that other channel. So, we're good there. But if there's nothing else on your guys' end, thank you for being here. Like I said, as this blows my mind, this is going to hit 200,000 downloads when this hits the air. And it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So thank you for being here. Here's what I want to leave you with. I want you to stay focused, right? And my favorite Andy Andrews quote, if you're not familiar with Andy Andrews, is a good plug for him. At some point, I'd love for him to reach out to me, but that's a whole different story. But Andy Andrews says there are 3 birds sitting on a wire. All right, so if 3 birds are sitting on a wire, and I want you guys to answer this, I'm going to talk slow so you can. There are 3 birds sitting on a wire. One of the birds decides he's going to take off and fly away. How many birds are left? So 3 birds sitting on a wire. One of the birds decides he's going to get up and fly away. How many birds are left? Now that comes out of a book by Andy Andrews called The Noticer. It's on, if you go to FatDag.com, I believe I have a link to that book because it's my all-time favorite book ever, so I'm positive I have a link to it. But let's see if I get some answers here. Yeah, so, all right, so there. So Jane says 2, Jeff says 3, right? So 3 birds sitting on a wire. One of them decides he's going to fly away. How many are left? 3, right? 3 are left. Because deciding to fly away and standing up, flapping your wings, taking that first step, taking that leap off of the wire is completely different. I can decide all day long that I want to lose weight. But if I don't go do something about it, if I don't stand up, if I don't flap my wings, if I don't take that first step, nothing happens. The decision alone is nothing without the discipline to carry it through. It's without the faith, without the trust, knowing that it'll get done. So that's what I'll leave you with. It's a fantastic book. FatDag.com. You can click on it. You can read that book. You can see the book. It's called The Noticer by Andy Andrews. My all-time favorite book. But I'll leave you with that. So I want you to stay focused. I want you to step off the wire. I want you to flap your wings. And I want you to fly away and get this done. Have a great night.